This is pure wickedness. This is what the Bible calls spiritual wickedness in high places. This is a story of a woman and her husband who lose 3 children on the same day, same time. Like what? 3 children died. For parents, you will know what it takes to raise one child, to take care of one child. Talk of 2, 3, the resources, the expectation, the energy, and everything. I'm trying to imagine how these parents will cope with this trauma, with memories. How long will it take them to let go of this situation? These children died and they were found in the freezer, deep freezer. I want to say, don't leave your children with anybody. Don't leave your children with your family members if you do not trust them. Don't leave your children with your neighbors. Even in school, go and pick your children immediately the school is over. Don't leave your children with anybody. According to the story, these couples have been married, but they do not live together because of their job. So the husband lives far away in another state to work as a nurse, and the wife also lives with the children in another state to work as a nurse. So both of them are in the medical profession. Well, one day the woman left the children at home to go for an exam, and I believe also go to work. In Africa here, most times our parents train us to start living without them early, and these children are around 10 years downward, 3 of them. So I believe these children have been living like that for over time. They know when to go and make food and eat. They know when to go to bed, to sleep in the afternoon if their parents are not around. So it's not like a difficult thing. It's a routine that they are already used to. The woman had no fear of safety. But we are living in a country where anything can happen. According to the story, they had a neighbor that called the mother. He's a medical doctor, I think a student doctor, that called the mother that he wants to give those children ice cream and cake. And the mother said, okay, based on trust, he gave those children ice cream and left the cake in the house. Maybe the mom said so that when she returns, they can share as a family. So how did leaking ice cream, a sweet ice cream, suddenly became a bitter situation where 3 dead bodies were found in a deep freezer? Of course, he was the last person that spoke with these children, and the mother should have already have him as the first suspect. But there is still someone around the neighborhood that sells around. The woman said he saw those children with 2 people who followed them to the house. So if these children had entertained anyone at home, I believe they were not under duress. It could be someone that they know. It could also be a close friend. It could be someone that is a bit older than them. We never can tell. But the scene or the situation when the woman came back was not palatable, because coming back to meet the door open and also meeting the children's absence at home, that wasn't right. She had to look for a way to see those children, to find them, to look for them. She called the husband. The husband told her to report missing person to the appropriate authority, but she suspected that they may likely go to church. That made her to visit the church. On reaching the church, those children were not in church. As it became darker and the weather changed, she had to report to the Reverend Father, who followed her to the house to continue the search. On reaching the house, the Reverend Father and other groups that followed them checked the house. Maybe they went to the freezer, only to open and discover 3 dead bodies inside the freezer. And I'm asking one question: what happened to those children? Because the story did not tell us that the freezer was cold or freeze. These children were killed and deposited there. I don't think that this 10-year-old child will rough play to the point of opening a freezer for the 3 of them to go in and close. Okay, what if they entered and closed? Won't they be able to push the door of the freezer and it opens? I don't really think that was the case. I'm thinking that the people that follow them to the house are people that they know, and they are comfortable with those that follow them to the house. Maybe things went wrong or escalated, because it was stated that the younger brother went out to look, maybe to get something outside. I believe that they lured him out. And these two girls that were in the house, something terrible might have happened. When the brother returned, and maybe as a witness, they noticed that he will report whatever they did to the sister. So they had to also add him to the situation, and he died. So I believe these children may likely be assaulted by these culprits, and after the situation, they stage their death. I wish an autopsy can be conducted on the body. That is what they should do first. And I also wish the appropriate authority will conduct a DNA test on that body to be able to discover who owns whatever blood sample, whatever semen, whatever that is found on these children's body. Because at 10-year old, I believe these children were defiled and killed at the same time. Well, we're living in a country, Africa is one country that you can't even explain what is happening down here. We're living in a country where no data concerning all the citizens, like now in other advanced country, just a simple DNA sample of whoever that had an affair with those children will reveal the face of the person, because from birth your information is registered in the system, so you cannot escape if you commit crime. But here in Africa, we don't really have a system like that, except maybe fingerprints. If those children were of age, the people that committed the murder were of age to have a bank account, maybe they can use their fingerprints and trace through the bank account and get the data. Well, I might be wrong. Maybe there are forensic experts in Nigeria that can handle that case for justice to be served. This happened in Anambra State, and it is not palatable. But I want to comment on what the father said. The father made a statement that painted a picture of them having issues with somebody over time now. And he said that issue maybe elapsed over 1 year ago. So he doesn't really think to that direction of somebody wanting to, take the life of three innocent children. And according to the story, these children are smart, they're intelligent children, so they can report whatever situation that happened around them. So, but if you had issues with someone, maybe it's possible, because we're living in a very funny world where somebody can decide to take revenge on something that is very precious to you just to get at you. And this man is advanced in age. The wife also, of course, with the economic situation of this nation, people are stressed. How do they start? Where do they start from to raise another family? Please, I will update us on this case. It is heartbreaking, but I'll bring updates on this case. Once again, thank you for staying till now. Watch our channel and subscribe.